How's it going, NPC Nation? Welcome back to a brand new video. This video is going to be called, Is YouTube Finally Listening to Its Creators? So, if you guys don't know who Critical is, Penguins, Charlie, and all that, for a month, I got this video idea from watching his video. Because I wanted to talk about it as well, because I've been hearing a bunch of stuff about it. Like I said, my last video about YouTube was the auto review system and my opinions on that, and that came from his video because Markiplier brought it up, and because Charlie got a copyright strike. That's all been taken care of. So this one is YouTube finally listening to its creators? So Critical made a video about YouTube taking down and banning creators that break the guidelines, but YouTube doesn't see it breaking the guidelines because their auto review system. So they make content that basically, is animal abuse. They made content that was animal abuse. There was a whole community that made animal abuse videos about like beating up cats so bad that they actually, pass away, taking away a cat's life, basically. I don't want to say the other words, because YouTube might come after me, but they let that exist on their site. The only way the reason, I'm not just going to bring up Critical's video. I'm going to make my own statements, my own version of my own video about this topic, is that only way to get stuff done on YouTube is actually starting a movement. If you get enough people talking about something on YouTube, it gets looked into, because YouTube's auto review system is broken. It is. They think there's legit bad stuff on here every day on YouTube. You just gotta find it. It's in the dark side of YouTube. That's why we like to call it. That's what I like to call it. The YouTube community likes to call it the dark side of YouTube, because that's what it is. There is the dark side of YouTube, and to get stuff done, which sucks, you will have to get a movement going on Twitter, and you have to contact YouTube multiple times about it on Twitter, and that's the only way to get stuff done, because I know there's millions of videos going out every second on YouTube, every second of the day, and you can't review them all. I know they have their own team to review stuff, but they can't do it at all. That's why they have the auto review system. But the thing is, the auto review system, even though they can make an auto review system, they can't make it where the guidelines are getting checked. That's the thing I want to talk about right in my version of the video. Really, it's not really my version. It's my own video. It's my own original video. I'm not gonna just download Critical's video and put it in this. No, I'm gonna make my own video, because that's what I'm doing. I just wanted to bring up some points from his video, because it's actually a good thing to talk about. A lot of people weren't talking about it, is that there's actual animal abusers on this site. And I didn't know about it until I saw his video on it. And that's the thing. Whoever is his team of people, or however he gets this information, he brings up light to situations that shouldn't exist, or he brings up light to communities on YouTube that's out there that no one knows about. It has a following, but I never heard of Pelosion Entertainment and all that stuff. And I didn't know there's stuff. I knew there's some sort of bad stuff on YouTube, because there is. You can find it. And it's awful. It really is. It really is awful that it's been on this site for months or years, and it's probably been months, but it's finally getting talked about. I want to talk about community guidelines for a second. If there is any videos out there, which there's been channels taken down because of their content. They're supposed to be kid-friendly channels, like these prank channels that prank their, like, the what was it, Data 5 or whatever his channel, Family of 5. They pranked their kids, and that was child abuse. That's what it was. And they got taken down. But then there's other stuff that breaks the community guidelines every day, and it's still on this site, which I think they need to start, reviewing their community guidelines and seeing what violates it. Their bug system lets stuff pass. Their auto review system, not bug system, but their bot system, their auto review system lets stuff pass through because it doesn't have all the information. That's why I know they can't do it all millions of videos on YouTube every second. Like I said, there's millions of videos on YouTube every second. I know they can't review it themselves, but they could upgrade. That's why they have the bot system. They review it. The bot system reviews it twice, and then if the bot thinks it's fine, they don't have to review it. I think they should get a team together, or the team that reviews stuff, and actually see the third time. I think YouTube should have a third way of reviewing stuff, because their YouTube originals are alright. Like, that stuff's okay. They make sure that stuff's okay because that's their stuff. But content, that's not just the thing that's making them money. I know views and super chats and all that stuff makes them money too. But the thing is, YouTube creators is the one that makes the money, like actual money that's not bot people. Like the YouTube originals is actors and stuff. Yeah, some of it's not. Some of it's actually creators. But you have all this other stuff out there, the dark side of YouTube, millions of videos a day, and it gets past the community guidelines. Like, I think if it's hateful stuff, if it's anything like opinion-based stuff that I make, that's okay. Like, if it's towards a certain hate for a certain person, or if it's slander, or if it's legit abusing animals or abusing, like, community guidelines, then YouTube should step in. If the bot thinks, it goes through its 2 checks and it thinks, it's okay, but then YouTube still decides, like a week later, it breaks the community guidelines or it gets a guideline strike. They should check it after the second time that the bot checks it, or how many times the bot checks it. After the bot's done checking it 1 or 2 times, then check it yourself. Because if you come back a week later, the bot checks it and the bot checks it again, but it breaks community guidelines, still check it to make sure it doesn't break community guidelines. If it breaks community guidelines after the bot checks it and like a week later it has a community guideline strike, and you think, and the people at YouTube should think it deserves that community guideline strike or not. That's what I'm saying. The team that checks the videos should make sure, the bot's wrong. YouTube should have the final judgment. I know it's a company. I know Google is a company, and it's a tech company, and Google don't really worry about that stuff. But YouTube has its own headquarters. YouTube is its own company. It's a video sharing company. And I don't think content that breaks the community guidelines should be on YouTube. No one thinks that. If you think community guidelines, it should be broken. If you think videos should be broken because of community guidelines, why? They're there for safety, because kids watch this. Kids watch YouTube. That's 100% true. Kids watch YouTube all the time. I think if a kid stumbles upon, and kids are impressionable, so this is why I think YouTube is starting to listen to us, because first off, they have these COPA rules, and second off, COPA, it's more enforced. Kid content is more enforced. If a kid somehow, because YouTube's recommendation, which I will probably talk about in a separate video, somehow finds these animal abuse videos or videos that break the community guidelines, then I think YouTube should start doing something about that, because kids do watch the YouTube when they're not on the weekends or when they're not in school, because most kids are 4, 5 years old nowadays have phones. I don't know why they have phones, but they do. And what I'm trying to say is, if a kid stumbles upon this, then their recommendation is screwed up too. I think YouTube should fix that. Recommend only videos from people you watch. Like, I know sometimes it does. But sometimes it recommends channels that you're not even subscribed to, and that's weird to me. But I think YouTube is finally listening to us. They're taking down content that's starting to break their guidelines. If we get a movement going, I don't think a movement should be I'm glad it's a thing because words speak a lot. Words speak a lot of action. Words make action happen. I'm glad people got something on to this. I'm glad YouTube finally got some of the dark side of YouTube taken care of. There's a lot more out there. We need to get rid of all content that breaks the guidelines, because there's a lot out there that breaks the guidelines every day. But I'm glad YouTube's finally listening to us. What do you guys think? Do you think YouTube's finally listening to us? I just wanted to make this video. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, press the share button, press the like button, press the red shiny subscribe button, press the bell so you're notified every time I upload a video, and I'll see you guys in the next video. I'm going to talk about the recommendation section next. Next video, by the way. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. See you guys next video. Goodbye.